How's life so far? You need a Reddit hug?
Just stopped a 10-year smoking habit after losing a tooth because of that. Yeah, a hug would be nice. Yeah, that would be nice. Things have really gone downhill for me since my grandma died and I lost my house.
Had a jaw operation. Been in the hospital for a week. Alone. Bored. Hug blocks.
Life has thrown many curveballs at me, but so far, things are looking up. And I could always use more hugs.
You're in Home Depot when suddenly a voice comes over the intercom that says, "The last person alive gets to leave. There's no way out." What do you do?
Get in a restroom and put a sign that says, "Out of order."
Track down a little shit who's trying to start a riot and tell him to stop abusing the intercom system. Die horribly, I expect.
If you're into that kind of thing, there is a movie that's plot runs along those lines. The Belko Experiment. Go to the gardening section and climb out. They're not usually covered.
Climb a shelf and lay there.
Head to the gardening section and get that chainsaw I always wanted.
What's something you can't believe you had to explain to another adult?
In regards to the North and South Poles, neither is the one that is always hot.
When a smart bomb strikes a building and blows it up, it doesn't just kill the bad guys, it kills everyone in the building. Smart only means it's going to hit the building instead of a random location.
I had to explain to my friend that the Earth wasn't 19 years old.
Yes sir, when you sign up for insurance you're agreeing to pay for it.
That Halloween has never and will never fall on Friday the 13th. It was my mom.
What food made you think how the frick did our ancestors found out this was edible?
Some mushrooms that require special preparation. Eat it raw or cook it like most other shrooms and you end up dead. Boil it 3-5 times however, and it's fine.
Acorns. How hungry one must be to figure out to pound them to powder and leach out the tannins. 3 times.
You are an NPC in a video game where the main character can talk to you. What is the line you must say?
I've been working on a prototype weapon, and the results have been promising. Talk to me when I finish. Then, the day after, you hear a very loud explosion, and I'm never heard from again.
I'd have some long-winded speech and if they're not careful clicking through it they will have me start the whole speech again from the beginning.
Not right now. Thus, giving the player the idea that at some point I may have something useful to say. Of which it doesn't change.
Talk to me later.
Stop right there, criminal scum.
Go away.
Fatal error. Shutdown program? Enter yes/no.
What is the most horrific torture device or execution method you've ever seen, fictional or non-fictional?
Upside down sawing from groin all the way down. Blood stays in your head so you stay conscious. So awful.
It would be hard to beat impaling, dying slowly over days with a wooden pole through your body. Vlad Tepes impaled kids too.
Lingqi, an ancient form of torture/execution from China in which the condemned is slowly and systematically cut into pieces through the use of literally hundreds/thousands of knives.
Keel hauling. The victim is dragged along the underside of a ship so that the barnacles will cut and shred them whilst simultaneously drowning them.
There was a tale on this a while back on the Thailand chicken coop prison, where you'd be under the coop in the cell and the chicken's droppings would fall on you with no escape. Everyone commenting said that it'd be the grossest smell and torturous.
The The one where they put you in a metal bowl and then heat it with a fire so that when you cook your screams can be heard, and then when you start to boil your water escapes and steam out of its nose, and pretty horrific. I'll fucking sew your asshole closed and keep feeding you. And feeding you. And feeding you.
If your nipples were actually buttons you could press to increase/decrease something, what would you want them to control?
My body temperature. I work in a hot place, so I'm hot and uncomfortable all day, but as soon as I leave I can't warm up.
My hearing. If I'm struggling to hear something, hit the increase nipple. If I'm in a loud environment and just want some peace and quiet, hit the decrease nipple.
My hair length. No more barbers.
The amount of cash in my purse.
The amount of space between me and other people. My age. The number of nipples I have. Edit, I'm touching my left nipple once for every upvote.
Alcohol, nicotine, and even caffeine are considered drugs according to science. Where do you personally draw the line between drugs and not drugs?
Cocaine is where I draw the line. I use the scientific definition. It's dumb to assign negative connotations to something just because it's called a drug, and I'm not going to arbitrarily use that label for things I think are bad. That just keeps us from treating it logically.
Everything is a drug, everyone is an addict.
It's not a line, it's a spectrum. Cocaine, one end of the spectrum. Carrots, the other end. Way end of the spectrum.
I consider sweet tarts a drug for myself because I can't get enough of those fuckers.
Introverts of Reddit, what is something that extroverts don't understand that you wish they did about you being an introvert?
It's not that I don't like you, or I don't like my family, but socializing is work for me, not play. It's not relaxing, it doesn't help me stop worrying, quite the opposite. I'm not lonely when I'm alone. I'm not socially anxious nor am I shy. I just don't have anything to say, so I don't.
I absolutely need my alone time to recharge.
That I'm not unhappy.
If you could shapeshift, what would you become?
I would turn into a house and I would let everyone come inside me.
Successful.
I would just make myself more attractive. Also, does this mean I can stay young forever? Myself but with a mustache. Nobody would ever know who I truly am.
Instantly I think cat. Then I think. And yep. It's a cat.
A hooded creature to roam around my estranged father's house to chant about his sins in the dark. Hot girl.